Good day. Thank you for joining us for today's news. If you find this helpful, please consider subscribing. We're here every day with calm, clear updates just for you.
A woman honored with New Zealand's Order of Merit found herself in a deeply disturbing situation when a delivery driver was discovered masturbating in her home in Spain. She had ordered bug repellent through Amazon, but instead of a routine delivery, she was faced with an act of sexual misconduct by the driver. Despite her attempts to get him to leave, the man remained, and an older colleague eventually intervened. The incident left her feeling vulnerable, and she reported the event to the police and Amazon. However, Amazon responded by calling it an inconvenience, stating the driver was a contractor, not an employee. The woman is now questioning the responsibility of large corporations in ensuring customer safety. Spanish police have taken a sample of the alleged semen as part of the investigation, and the woman has vowed never to use Amazon again. This shocking event has sparked a broader conversation about publication.
A coroner has ruled that the 2016 fatal shooting of Shargin Stephens by a probationary police officer was preventable, citing failures in police lease riska hasam collation practices. The report highlights the lack of control and the need for improved training and transparency. The coroner's recommendations include the use of body cameras, better de-escalation training, and a re-evaluation of how police assess threats.
Shargin Stephens' death has left his family seeking justice and a full inquest into the circumstances of his death. The police response has been called excessive, and the handling of video evidence has raised questions about transparency. And Accompli believes that the truth has not been fully uncovered, and that the system needs to be held accountable for its action.
The family of Shargin Stephens, who was shot by police in 2016, is angry about how the media portrayed him as a violent drug user. They insist he was kind, hard-working, and never violent. Stephens was subjected to 70 bail checks in the weeks leading up to the shooting, including in the middle of the night. His mother, Josephine Green, said the media's narrative is wrong, and that the family wants answers about why police pursued him so aggressively. Stephens was shot twice by a probationary officer after he was tasered and pepper sprayed. The inquest is ongoing, and the coroner will soon issue a final finding.
Kathleen Folbig, an Australian mother, wrongfully imprisoned for 20 years, is set to receive a $2.2 million payout from the government. Despite being exonerated and released in 2024, the amount has been widely criticized and insufficient. Folbig was convicted in 2003 of killer Malpoir Chilchur. Her legal team and advocates argue the payment fails to address the trauma and loss she endured, calling it a moral affront. The case has reignited debates about the justice system's failures and the need for reform. Folbig, now free, continues to struggle with the lasting effects of her wrongful imprisonment, highlighting
a powerful earthquake in Niman triggered a devastating collapse of a third-story high-rise in Bangkok, killing 89 people. Now, Thai prosecutors have indicted 23 individuals and companies, including a prominent tycoon, as led to a criminal investigation, with the case set to be heard in court. Concerns over construction materials and safety standards have come to the forefront as the public and industry leaders await the outcome of this high-profile legal battle. The incident has sparked a wider conversation about accountability in construction and the need for stronger regulation.
Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has made it clear that Israel's goal in Gaza is to take military control, but not to govern or keep the territory. Speaking to Fox News, he said Israel intends to establish a security perimeter has a bar to a trace, yet over 2 million Palestinians have been displaced multiple times, and 8 groups warn that Gaza is on the brink of famine. Netanyahu faces both international pressure for a critate and internal resistance from Farite ministers, who support expanding the military operation with no clear referendum.
In a shocking and sudden incident, 52-year-old American trophy hunter Asher Watkins was killed by a Cape buffalo during a hunting safari in South Africa. The attack happened on the second day of his $10,000 trip in Limpopo province. His family was at the lodge when the tragedy occurred. Known for their aggression, Cape buffaloes are considered one of the most dangerous animals to hunt. This incident has once again brought attention to the risks involved in trophy hunting. Even for Spiro of a real estate ranch business in the U.S. and was described by friends as a man of courage, his death has left the hunting community in mourning and sparked discussions about the ethics and dangers of such high-stakes expeditions.
In a shocking turn of events, a sex toy was thrown onto the court during a WNBA game, marking the third such incident in just 7 days. The object struck Indiana Fever forward Sophie Cunningham, causing a brief halt in the match. The league has already taken action, threatening severe penalties for those found throwing on the air. Players and coaches have called the behavior disrespectful and dangerous, with some suggesting it may be a form of protest. The WNBA is now under pressure to implement stronger measures to protect the integrity of the game and the safety of its players. As the season progresses, the league must find a way to address this growing issue.
A shocking video has surfaced showing a mass brawl breaking out on the basketball court at Auckland Girls Grammar School. In the footage, a group of students are seen attacking another girl, with teachers struggling to break up the fight. The incident lasted nearly a minute, with onlookers cheering and a girl even laughing at the chaos. Police are now investigating the attack, which happened last Friday. The school has not yet commented on the incident. This disturbing event has raised serious concerns about student safety and the need for stronger measures to prevent such violence in schools.
A 6-year-old boy named Louis has been missing from Auckland's North Shore for over a week, and police are asking for the public's help in finding him, last seen in the Unsworth Heights area on July the 27th. Louis' disappearance has raised serious concerns for his safety. Authorities are urging anyone with information to contact police immediately by calling 111 and quoting reference number 250,737,761. The community has rallied together, sharing details on social media and in local groups. This is a case that has captured the attention of many, with people across the region expressing their support and concern for the teenager's well-being. As the search continues, there is a shared hope that Louis will be found soon, safe and sound.
In the early hours of Thursday, a shocking collision between a train and a car in Tokoroa left one person seriously injured. Emergency services rushed to the scene on Bridge Street shortly after 4 a.m. and transported the injured individual to Waikato Hospital. Despite these safety features, the crash still happened, prompting questions about the effectiveness of such systems. Pure Rail confirmed the line was reopened later in the morning. After inspection, the police are now investigating the crash, and the event has reignited discussions about rail and road safety in the region.
A senior first responder in New Zealand has been charged with additional offenses related to child exploitation material, with his identity protected by a court order. The man in his 50s is lawyer record an extension. Tikor requested an extension to keep his name hidden, citing the need for a fair trial. The case has raised questions about the intersection of public service and private criminal behavior. Legal experts suggest the suppression order may be necessary to protect the defendant's privacy while the case proceeds. As the trial moves forward, the public is closely watching, especially given the defendant's high.
New Zealand is set to transform its secondary education system with a major overhaul of the National Certificate of Educational, and the new system will replace NC Level 1 with Foundation Literacy and Numeracy tests, while Levels 2 and 3 will be replaced by a New Zealand Certificate of Education and an Advanced Certificate. Students will take 5 subjects and pass at least 4 to earn each certificate, with grading on a 100-point scale from A to E. AI is already being used to mark exams and will expand further by 2029. The government is seeking public feedback to ensure a smooth transition, as it aims to simplify the current credit-based system and better prepare students for future challenges.
After a 6-month pause, Orana Wagyu Park in Christchurch has resumed accepting new animals, marking a significant step in its journey toward improved welfare, and abortation follows, and abortation chabortation. Decision follows a review prompted Boucher. The Zoo and Aquarium Support worked with culture by decision species Baupali. The final report outlined necessary improvements in animal welfare processes, organizational, STERMs, and workplace culture. The park now claims it has met all CAA requirements, allowing the resumption of animal. Public support has been instrumental, and the park is now implementing a 5-year vision called Future Focused to enhance animal welfare and sustainability. A new animal welfare and advisory group will provide independent guidance and a formal process for reporting animal welfare survey in 2026 as the park approaches its 50th anniversary.
That's all for today's news. We appreciate your time. If you enjoyed this update, please consider subscribing. Your support helps us keep going.